Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
El día de hoy en Rutas Alternas tenemos el gusto de saludar a la agrupación californiana Hot Flash Heatwave, quienes están retomando sencillos, están preparando música nueva y tienen mucho que comentarlos. Y saludamos a Ted, a Adam y a Nick, quienes se conectan a esta videollamada. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Oh,
We're great. Just
Good.
woke up.
Are you guys all in California?
Yeah.
Currently in Davis, it's up by Sacramento.
Oh, cool. And I read that you moved from your hometown to the Bay Area, right? Near to San Francisco?
Yeah, we were living in San Francisco for a while, actually. And then we kind of recently all moved back to our hometown. And we've all been living in this house for the last few months together. But yeah.
You have recently made the video and the single Grudge. Well, you released the single at the end of 2020, and you are relaunching the single in this spring. Are you guys planning something with this single? What did you decide to relaunch?
I mean, we're it's part of a record that's going to be coming out. I don't know if we're technically announcing it yet, but we can say that it's coming out later this year. And
Cool.
yeah, it's the first of our singles that we're releasing. We have another one coming out next week, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. We basically, I've just started to ramp things up again now that we're ready to start releasing more music. So that's why you see the kind of press we're doing around Grudge and then our next single as well.
It's important to have the singles in rotation in the radio and in video on YouTube, because you can approach your fans to your new sound, your new music, right?
Yeah. The tricky part is just finishing them all on time.
And what can you tell us about the creative process of making this record? How difficult was to make music in a pandemic era?
I mean, it was definitely, at first it seemed like it would be kind of a blessing because we had no distractions, but in a way it kind of made us get very introspective to an extreme degree because we couldn't really connect with people on the outside world. And like, we're so used to playing shows and seeing all these people. I feel like in a way that's like super inspiring for us. So kind of being cooped up was kind of a bizarre experience for a while. And I feel like a lot of 2020 was kind of difficult to feel inspired in because there was so much kind of strange and like scary and uncertain things going on in the world.
It's important to have a reflection about it, even if you don't put it that way in your lyrics. All your environment, the city you live, the people you know, have an impact to your creation.
Yeah, definitely. And
it definitely reframed like the creative process, which it wasn't like we could just tune the world out and like keep writing our record in a box. We kind of had to move through it with everyone.
also, we had to, we couldn't see each other at the beginning of the pandemic when we were separated in our different homes. So that, impacted like our ability to kind of create together. Because our creative process, a lot of times is, there's a main songwriter typically for a particular song, and then everyone kind of gets together and collaborates on it. But that was definitely impacted at the beginning of the pandemic when we were really strict and we didn't want to meet up and risk getting anyone sick. So that kind of was an interesting kind of hurdle to kind of jump across that we've never really had before, just like impacting our ability to kind of get together and work together.
Just because you need to have this dialogue in the studio to look at the eyes and see what's happening with each other, right?
Yeah, I mean, it helps just being in person, you know. I just things happen off the cuff, just spontaneously, just your vibe together. It just, yeah, it's kind of irreplaceable. It's not the same of as working remotely and only sharing music via email and only talking on the phone or something. You kind of miss that human connection and that human kind of spontaneous energy.
Yes. And do you work with a producer or you make it yourself?
We make it ourselves. We have a really cool mixer. Chris Cody. He's really great though. He's done some of our favorite artists, and he definitely adds like a touch of like life and magic to everything we send him.
Of course, it's important in some point of the creation of an album that someone outside the band listen the songs and maybe have a dialogue with you about what's better in order to have a good song, right?
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, everyone's pretty much given us really positive feedback. Like, we haven't had a lot of people be like, I don't like this song, I like this song though. So, I mean, I don't know if everyone just loves everything we do or they're just not telling us, you know?
There are critics for sure, which is kind of why this album's taken a while to finish. I think between the three of us, we really want to make like songs that we're really proud of, and especially with this project we've been working on for the last year or more, we've been extra meticulous, and yeah, it's exciting to finally start rolling stuff out because it's been so long in the making.
This album will be your third, right?
That's right, and we have one EP.
And how different is the sound of the band and the things you want about music in this album versus your first two?
I think in terms of our kind of style, album to album, we tend to switch it up a little bit. So this one does that like our other releases, but I think also it has some familiar sounds between our EP and also our first record, and kind of lands in between those two in a certain way, which I think will be really fun to bring out on the road too. We're starting to play more kind of like upbeat songs from our last EP was, which was kind of more psychedelic sounding.
So you are ready to touring?
We're starting to get into gear. Yeah, we're looking at a couple tours in the fall and then the spring of 2022, which is very exciting.
It's
the ice plunge after being in one place for so long.
Yes, I know. It's also important for a band to play the new songs in front of the audience, but it's also important to have concerts for the music industry, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's going on tour is a big part of, you know, the lifestyle, and like it's kind of how a lot of people would hear about us, you know, when we're coming through their city and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of been our primary way of like getting our music into the world. So yeah, it'll be great to have that again.
And will you play only your gigs, or will you play in festival?
I think we'll probably end up playing some festivals. I don't know if we have any lined up yet, but I think we have submitted for some. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll play some.
Yeah, typically we play some. I think everything came together kind of last minute this year because no one knew if shows were going to happen. But then we like just chose to play a tour like a week ago. We just got the offer and then decided to do it. So I think a lot of people are kind of in that position.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm amazed because of the how fast the tickets of the festivals have sold, right? It's sold out in Lollapalooza, sold out in Outside Lands, sold out Austin City Limits in a few hours. So we really want live music.
Yeah,
I
for
think people
sure.
people are dying for it. I mean, I'm dying to like go dancing and have some fun, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you have any plans to come to Mexico?
I mean, we were talking to our manager about seeing if it'll work out for this run that's coming up, or if it's going to be in 2022. But we definitely really want to get out there because we have a lot of listeners out in Mexico City, and I mean, besides that, just want to like play around Mexico in general.
Yes.
So we'll definitely be out there at some point.
Maybe next year, right? More probably.
Yeah. We were seeing if it's possible to do at the end of our West Coast run this year. So that's kind of up in the air. But yeah, if not this year, definitely next year.
Because you are so close to Mexico, right? A few hours away.
Yeah, I mean, we're up in Northern California, but when we're down in like LA or something, it's so easy to get there. I mean, it's only like an hour from San Diego.
Well, looking forward to listen the album and your next single in a few days, and absolutely looking forward to listen live hear you live in Mexico.
All right, yeah, stoked to perform for you.
So, of course, I hope you can make it to Guadalajara, not only to Mexico City, but other cities in Mexico.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
That'd be great.
We're planning on it.
Great, guys. So looking forward to listen the album, and thank you so much for the chat with Rutas Alternas.
All right, yeah.
Thank you. Good to meet
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.